Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into the channel, Boilermaker fans. This is Grant, the Big Time Boiler, coming to you from actually now a sunny day on Friday. It's been a beautiful week, but weather has turned. It's going to be, I think, 40 degrees and cold tomorrow for the game of Champaign. It looks like a good 40 degrees all week. So, apologize. I'm coming to you once again from the road, safely as I can. Just had a busy week this week and wasn't in the mood, quite frankly, after that Iowa game to really do a call-in show or have a more professionally produced show this week. So again, I'm not a big time, no pun intended, YouTube channel. 172 subscribers though. Appreciate you all very much. That's I think about 120 more than what I had 6 months ago. So really appreciate the subscribers. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully, even if there's a few of you that enjoy these videos, I appreciate it. And it's good, good way for me to spend some time and kind of echo my thoughts on Purdue football and now Purdue basketball in general. But we'll stick with football on this video, and again, not going to make this terribly long. But I mean, it's been a disappointing 3 weeks. Let's be honest. The offense has not shown up. The defense seems to be broken. Is the defense a personnel thing or is it a schematical thing? I think it's the scheme. This one safety high man coverage has been killing us all year. I'm not going to put the Penn State loss on the defense. I think they played pretty good, and that's on the offense. But Syracuse game, that's on the defense. Even in those games where we barely won, those one-score games, sans Minnesota, we played pretty good defense there. And that was because they were one-dimensional. But even the FAU game. Hell, even the Indiana State game, you notice there's some issues here. There's some chinks in the armor, and teams are going to be able to exploit it. And sure enough, they have. Defense is broken. They got to fix it. Man, if a team like Iowa in the win just tears you apart, there's some issues there. And Iowa didn't do anything crazy. I listened from Hawkeye of the Storm. Friends of the channel. I was on with Corey's show a couple times this last week. They have a former coach, Don Patterson, that comes out every week. Call-in show, discusses the game, and he said it best. It's pretty funny. He said, what he say? Don, I think he's in his 70s, older guy, but he tells it how it is, and he said basically. I'm sure some Purdue coaches on the defensive side of the ball were threatened to if they don't improve, they're out of here. And I kind of agree with that. To the point now where, man, this thing's broken. You guys got to fix it. He said he was kind of disgusted with the Purdue effort on defense. So it's painfully obvious to everybody this defense has got some issues. I think the front four, the front line's doing pretty good. Linebackers have been banged up and not playing well, and the same with the secondary. And honestly, I think it's a scheme thing. I think they have to change it up, and let's hope they change it up against Illinois. And again, I fully expect that. And I made a video before this, but my eyes were all squinted because the sun actually came out, so I put the sunglasses on and redoing it. So sometimes when you do that, you kind of forget what you talked about in that video and what this video is. But I started out that video, and I guess I'll say it now, is just when you think a Jeff Brom Purdue team's out of it, they get in it. They bounce right back. And so I actually fully expect this to be a game Saturday. I think it's going to be cold. Winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour, but I don't think it's going to be anything like it was last Saturday. So I fully expect Jeff Brom to have the troops ready and a competitive game. Obviously, can't turn the ball over. Have to play some decent defense and score the dang ball. And run the ball, please, Jeff. Run the ball. Like to see Purdue run the ball more. Apparently, Maccabee was sick pretty much all week last week. Didn't practice until Thursday. So that may have something done with his reduced role. I mean, I've said this all year. There is just a huge difference between Maccabee and anybody else out of the backfield. He's like twice the, I don't say twice the player, but he gets twice the production, I feel like, out of the backfield. Got to keep playing him. We're down to 3 games. Need to rely on the Mock. Where he's going to have to carry the load here. Charlie Jones continues to do a good job, but he's over-targeted. I mean, I don't know. And again, I've not been to a game this year. It's harder to tell, when you watch a game on TV due to the camera angle. Are people not getting open? Is Aiden just locking on Charlie? What's the deal? Need to spread that ball around more. And if that means Charlie Jones needs to be off the field a little bit more, just so Aiden actually looks for other people, maybe that needs to be the case. Unfortunately, Brock Thompson, again, is not playing this week. I thought maybe we'd see him this weekend. At this point, he's probably done for the year. Not having him hurts. Hopefully some guys, though, can continue to get separation. Hopefully Yassine gets more healthy and is able to contribute. But I hate to say it, but this Purdue team's kind of broken right now. But it's fixable. Change some things up schematically on defense and get your mojo back on offense. I think they can be right in here in this Purdue game, or this Illinois game, excuse me. But again, the Big Ten West too. It's not out of reach, as crazy as it sounds. If Illinois loses this game to Purdue, which I even said last video, it's even if Purdue loses Iowa, they're still in it, and that's a true story. Right now, it sounds like it's going to be pretty much the top 4 teams are Purdue, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Iowa. Now, if Illinois wins this game, they're pretty much, I think, going to get it. Now, they're going to lose to Michigan, most likely. That puts them at 3 losses if they beat Purdue. Now, if Purdue beats Illinois, they're right in it. They should beat Northwestern and IU. Nothing's for granted. Iowa and Wisconsin, they'll have the tiebreaker against Purdue. They all have 3 losses right now. But Iowa and Wisconsin play each other this weekend. So one of those teams are going to get 4 losses. So one of them is going to get knocked out. Now, who should we root for? That's a great question. I'm not 100. I think, though, I would expect Iowa to lose a game before I would Wisconsin again, although I have to look at their schedule. I think one of them goes to Nebraska, which that could be, I think Wisconsin does. And I think Nebraska plays at Iowa. But so, who's got the tougher schedule there? I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to take a look at that. I feel like maybe Wisconsin did, but anyway, they obviously have the tiebreaker over Purdue, so we need both those teams to lose one more time, which one is 100% going to this weekend. So Purdue could, again, finish the year 8-4, which is a little disappointing. I thought, 9-3, but they could finish 6-3, which is what I said. What I predicted their overall Big Ten record to be, and I said on my video, when the season started, I don't think 6-3 is going to get it done, but it's possible it may get it done. This team's broken. It's got to get fixed. There's not really much more to say than that. It's just bad taste. I think Tom said this on now on 3, which just moved from Rivals. The last couple weeks have left a bad taste in Purdue fans' mouth, and it has. But again, it seems like, and I don't have the historical data in front of me to tell you this right now, but just shooting from the hip, it seems like whenever Purdue's kind of out of it and we kind of write them off, is they get us right back into it. So, and I think I even said this on Twitter. I was joking about it. I go, Purdue's going to win the next 3 games, and then Wisconsin's going to win out. So, we finish 6-3 and not go to a bowl game because we blew it, or bowl game, not go to Indy because we blew it. Excuse me. So, which whoever does go to Indy, probably going to get blown out by either Ohio State or Michigan. But you never know. So hopefully Purdue can get their mojo back. There seems to be some things going on off the field. I don't know details. Chemistry may not be the best, but who knows? A win against Illinois might cure everything. And get this team rolling again. Love to see the offense pick it up. The offense has to pick it up. You cannot rely on this defense. This defense is not going to turn into the 85 Bears overnight. And we don't need them to. We just need to play good on offense and average on defense. That's all we need to do. We can win games, and we've done it, like this Penn State game, for instance, which we should have won that game. In the Syracuse game, we can win games, 35-31. That's okay. We just got to get the offense, not to turn the ball over into Purdue's. And Jeff Brom's got to be better on his play call. So, again, keep it short and sweet. Sounds like weather's going to be cold, but okay. No rain against Illinois. little windy, but I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. Hopefully we have a better game plan going into it than we did Iowa. That was a disaster, just a disaster. Props to Iowa, but we made their offense, who has been terrible all year, look extremely good, and they didn't do anything crazy. They were doing crossing routes, short passes. They tore us up. I mean, just ridiculous. So hopefully we had a good week of practice. Hopefully we get it together with that. So if Purdue does lose to Illinois, it's going to be, at best, we're going to be 7-5 if we win the next 2 games. To me, that's disappointment. So this is a big time must-win game to me for this season to be any sort of success. So, yeah, with that, we'll wrap this video up. I think, basketball season is here. Looking forward to it. I think I've said this before, but my expectations, I don't really have any expectations. I think we're gonna be a top 6 Big Ten team, maybe even better after watching the first game. But last year was such a weird experience. I mean, expectations were sky high. I was kind of pissed off the whole year because I thought this was probably one of the best teams Painter's ever had, but I knew there was a glaring hole at point guard, and it was going to cost the team. And it did end up costing them. We did not have a good point guard on the squad. It ended up biting us. Painter did not address it after the North Texas game the year before. So I was kind of pissed off going into the year that he didn't address it. And, that team, when you have expectations that high, it's sometimes not enjoyable. So maybe that's what it's like being an Alabama fan and, an Ohio State fan. Maybe it's better to be a team like a normal Matt Painter team where, you're top 25, but like in the 20s with, expectations. But anyway, I guess where I was going at that, looking forward to the season. Braden Smith from Westfield, my alma mater, looks to be a godsend, man. I wish we would have had him last year. He looks to be a stud. But again, I'm going to wrap this video up. But I think just channel, how we're going to handle this channel going forward is, I think it's going to be pretty sporadic. So what does that mean? That's probably not the best thing to say for a YouTube channel trying to gain subscribers and stuff like that. But I'm going to, continue. There's a tree in the road. I have a full-time gig. I have a career. I have a family. I got 3 kids and a beautiful wife. I'm a busy man. So, but I do travel on the road. So I'm going to, create content as I can. Try to do some call-in shows as I can. One decent thing about me traveling, the weekdays is, or not decent, but a different thing is, I kind of wanted to do a live post-game call-in show. For football, that's just not possible. I'm too busy. I got a family. It's on a Saturday. When I travel, it's not fair to ask my family. But for basketball, games are on a Tuesday, or the weekday games. Maybe that's something I actually can do. So we might be doing that going forward. So keep an eye on that. We might start focusing more on basketball, but it might not be every week. It might be shorter videos, some check-ins. So with that, please feel free to comment too and subscribe. But feel free to like this video, give it a comment. What you'd like to see going forward with live basketball, post-game discussions, be something that interests you. So with that, again, really appreciate you guys watching my videos. This channel's definitely grown over the last few months, just appreciate the support. So with that, signing off. God bless you. Let's hope Purdue fixes its problems. If it doesn't, might be a sad video next week. So with that, God bless you. Thank you. Boiler up. We'll see you next time.